Hello everyone and welcome to the driver's briefing for the official Marly Grav 2026 race on Sunday, May the 10th, 2026. My name is Bas Boscher. I'm a marketing coordinator at the Shimano Experience Center in Valkenburg, and next to me is Jasper.
My name is Jasper van Maasen. I'm the race director on behalf of the organization for the race on Sunday, the 10th of May.
We will shortly take you to our roadbook and elaborate on a couple of things. The roadbook will also be sent to you guys on email, so you can walk through it yourself in peace. And event location. The start and finish location of Marly Grav Race 2026 is the Shimano Experience Center in Valkenburg. Shimano is our head sponsor. They are sponsoring the whole event. That's why we will start at Shimano Experience Center in Valkenburg.
It's the 4th edition this year. After 2 years of Gravel Fondo, last year the first time was the Marly Grav. We're proud to welcome 1,800 participants this year, so we have a full house. And the race is part of the Marly Grav weekend. The race is the highlight of the Marly Grav weekend, bringing together riders from all across the world. They want to qualify for the Worlds in Nannup, Australia, or the European Championships in Houffalize, Belgium.
The Marly Grav race of the official as part of the official UCI Gravel World Series. That means that riders have to have a chance to qualify indeed for both championships, European and World Championships. We will also arrange a parking spot. It is in Sibbe, and this is the only place where you can park your car. All of the other parking spots in Valkenburg are paid, and parking in a nearby residential area is prohibited. The address is shown below, and in the roadbook you can click on the link on Google Maps to find the parking location.
And if you come off the highway, there will be signs, parking, Marly Grav, follow, and then you see a letter, a B, I think. And if you follow this B sign, you will come to the parking spot. So please don't drive into residential areas, because this was a problem last year. And we want to show the municipality of Valkenburg that we can have this sort of events here and make sure that we can do it a lot of years after this year.
So thank you all for keeping that in mind. You can reach us by car, with the public transport, and all the information will be in the roadbook, or with bike. That is of course the fastest and healthiest way to reach us. For registration, you can pick up your number at the Hotel Valkenburg by Mercure. It's next to the Shimano Experience Center and it's really close to the start. We have a couple of time slots on Friday, Saturday and Sunday in which you can pick up your racing number and your starting package. Make sure you have your personal QR code ready that you received in the mail beforehand of the event, so everything moves quickly at the registration.
As of last year's, the race is being held under the race regulations of the UCI. Please make sure that you know what these regulations are. They're in the road book, so you can check them before you start on Sunday. New is the Cérémonie Protocolaire schedule. Maybe you have seen it already, but we have live television. For the first time, a gravel event will be live broadcasted on Eurosport 2 and HBO between 11:45 and 13:45. There will be live television, so we have some flash interviews after the finish, and we want to ask you to go to the Cérémonie Protocolaire according this schedule. So it will be quick and easy for everybody to know where he or she has to be. The categories already known because you signed up for one of these categories. We've got the elite man, elite woman, and then the age groups after that. Later on in the presentation I will show you the starting times and the distances from the several categories that will start on Sunday. About the distances, we have several distances, like 3. For the women 50 plus and men 60 plus, they will ride a distance of 109k with approximately 1300 meters of climbing. The race consists of 2 laps, and this includes a start loop and a finish loop into Valkenburg. That's for everybody the same. So we have a first intro start loop, then we have some loops over the plateau of Margrate, and then we come back to the city of Valkenburg. So it's different, like last year when we passed 3 times to the city of Valkenburg. Now we stay on the plateau of Margrate and then come back for the final. For the women elite, the distance is 138 kilometers with around 1670 meters of elevation gain, and you will ride 2.5 laps, again including the start loop and finish loop, which are only covered once. There's one important detail here. At the first lap, at kilometer 15, you will turn left from the point onward, and in following laps you will continue on the long course. This is to have as long as possible a single race for the women elite, and for the television to make some nice shots from this race. Also, before the men from the background 20 minutes later will catch up with the last riders in the women elite group.
Later in the stream we will show you exactly where that point is.
Yeah. For the men elite, men aged 19 to 59 and women aged 19 to 49, you will ride the full long course, and this consists of 3 laps covering a total of 154k with approximately 1869 meters of climbing. This is the complete race distance and follows the full lap structure throughout the neighborhood of Valkenburg, Margrate, Kedierenkeer, and several other villages that we will see in the course. We thought about the starting procedure like we did the last years, and we adjusted it so it would be the easiest for everybody on the spot to know where his or her start box will be. We will start at the Shimano Experience Center, and there will be starting boxes signed with signs from the age categories. And every age category has its own starting time and its own starting box. If we go to the next slide, you'll see. Yes, this is the starting times of the different categories. You see that the women elite will start at 8:50 and the man elite 20 minutes later, and then in approximately 1/2 hour all the categories go after the man elite. For the man 19 to 34, we took some more time as last year because the 2 minutes in between was too short to have the whole group, the biggest group, start in this 2 minutes. So we took some more time there. Please be aware that every age category has its own gun time. So the time starts when you pass the start line under the start arch. This is a signage of the different start boxes. We don't have a lot of space around the experience center for 1800 people, but we managed it to make sure that everybody knows where he has to go. Man and women elite on the main entrance, and then after that you'll see the different boxes, and the color of the box is also the color that's on your start number. So you'll see a sign with the age group, you'll see a sign, you see a color on your bib number, and you see a sign, a colored sign on the start box. And then we made a little difference about last year, that is that all categories who have a license will be in front in the start box. So every start box has 2 differences, with license or without. And with license has its own entrance, and the without license has its own entrance. So if you take the gray part, this is the biggest part, this is the category man 19 to 34. The first part with the entrance is for the licensed people, and then after that the non-licensed men.
We have around 1800 riders locked in for the race. So thanks to everyone for signing up, and thanks to all age categories, all elite categories for signing up for this race. And we really love to see all of the international riders that are also signing up and are interested in our event here in the Netherlands. We believe that there will be some more additions to the start list in the upcoming days to as we're getting closer to the event. So make sure to keep an eye open on the start lists to see who your competitors are. We all know how curious you are if you qualified for the UCI Gravel World or European Championships. So after the race, you can check your results at the UCI qualifying desk to see if you can pick up your qualified medal, or you will have a look at the link that you got in your email to see if you qualified. Winners in the categories will receive an official UCI jersey. They will also receive, all the qualified riders will also receive a official UCI medal. You can only pick that up at the event, so we will not be sending the medals to you guys afterwards. The top 3 in each category are invited to the podium for the podium ceremony right after the race.
You all received an email with the different routes, the different routes for age categories, and each participant has his own commode route who can be downloaded, the GPX files. I already talked to you about some details from the different routes, but you will see them again over here. The 109k route for the shortest distance. This remains the intro loop, then 2 loops, and then the final loop. This is for the man 60 plus and the woman 50 plus. At every round you will see some feet and little zones. I will show them out, point them out to you later in this presentation. But every 25k approximately you will find a spot where feet zone and little zone is. At the 138k route is a 3 loop route. Maybe it's better to say a 2.5, because this is the route that only the women elite ride, and they will turn left at the point that we point out in the next slide. And then the last long route of 154k is a 3 loop ride, and also there the feet and little zones at different spots on the course. And at the bottom of this slide you see a little card of the point where the women elite go left in the first round, and when they first pass there the first time, and every other times, and every other group goes to the right under the bridge and takes the full course. So also the short distances just follow the signs to the right under the bridge. Only the women elite in the first round will go to the left there and don't go under the bridge. We talked about some route highlights. In the beginning there's the famous Kouberg, very famous in the south of Limburg. A lot of tourists come to climb this mountain on their bike every day. And you will see also in the final some points that we pointed out, like Chateau Sint-Gerlach, where we can make where our route drives to the gardens of this chateau, this castle, and especially also the Shimano Experience Center is a very nice spot to visit, even if you're not racing on Sunday or come back on another time this year.
On our social handle you can find a whole series about the highlights of the route, so if you want to check that out you can check at Marly Grav Weekend on Instagram.
Like last year we have the bottle service. That means that we have Marly Grav bottles to hand out to you. So if you start with your own bottles and you want to take some from ours, of our people, but it's also possible that you have some people on the course that give bottles to you.
Yes.
Please be aware that throwaway bottles only can be done in the little zones, so we don't have trash all over the course, but we'll talk about that later.
On this little map you can find where the chair zones are for people that watch, so you can send them to those addresses that are on this slide in the presentation. You can also see the feeding stations at the Shimano points, the blue Shimano dots.
And we have the green part of the
Yes.
route pointed out, because this is a point of the route that's very nice for the riders, but for spectators it's an area with a lot of animals, a lot of birds. So we want to ask you to stay out of that part of the route. Leave that part for the riders, and if you want to go and see your own rider, or maybe hand out some bottles, do that at a different place on the course, please.
Yeah, that's a restricted area, so please respect the nature there and stay away from that area.
As we said, we have some feed zones. If you click on the button with the different case that you see, you will immediately be pointed out to the place where the feed zone is. Feed zone is always accompanied by a little zone. Little means trash. Every point you will see a sign where the little zone starts. Riders can throw away their garbage that they're bringing, and then take some new things in the feed zone. And after each feed zone, there's also like a couple of meters little zone to throw away some stuff. It's prohibited to throw away things at other places on the course. We have like a loop of 50k, and we are cleaning up, but if it's on one spot, it's very easy to get the permits the next year for these sort of events. We signed out the feed zones. The red line is the course, and the red line is also the place where we want to have the feed zone. There will be sampling from our own, like the bottles, but also some gel, some bars, some fruits will be handed out. Also, this is the place where the people from the teams or your own support can stand. At the blue line, it's the easiest to park your car. You see in the feed zone Gasthuis that you have to cross the route then. So you come from the north and then cross it one time, and there is a road that is closed, so there's a lot of place for parking the car. And at the feed zone Bonholt, you also have to cross the course, but it's a little bit more north, and then you can park alongside the course. The black line is a prohibited place for parking cars. In Bonholt, this won't be easy because it won't be a problem, because the black line on the left is also course, and the other one is like a non-paved road. But the feed zone in Gasthuis has some people who living there, and last editions they were fully parked in, couldn't get out of their own house. So we've made a non-parking zone there. So the black line in feed zone Gasthuis is a non-parking area. Yeah, please respect these regulations because of the permits we need every year.
Yeah. So indeed, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the feed zone. Feed zone's enough. I think you know this from other events. But we especially want to point out that you have to stay on track. This not only during the race on Sunday, but also during the rack and rides you do before. We have made some agreements with farmers, with people, with ground owners, and we always tell them, okay, we will stay on the track, so you won't have any problems with the riders that will be in this race. So please be aware that if we point out the route, if we point out corners, take these corners and stay on the track. And then there's a gravel code like last year. The gravel code is that we respect other users, especially in the rack and rides, other users of our nice neighborhood. Like when you see people walking, please adjust your speed. Don't ride along like it's a race already, because we need the people who live here to have a basic for this sort of events.
Yeah, well, the race is self-reliant, so we talked about that in the previous slides. You need to bring your own tools and your own spare parts and your own food, and mechanical issues will be handled by the people that you will bring to the race to support you.
Only on the feed zones there will be two technical points where you can come with your bike and people from Shimano can check your bike. And we have like not a technical support, but it's a part of that. On your start number there's a number that you can call if you need a pickup. So if the race can't go any further for you and it's not medical, then you can call this pickup service and a van will come and pick you up and bring you to the Shimano Experience Center. Then we have to talk about safety. Safety is very, very, very important for us. We've seen some events in the latest weeks. We've seen the comments from riders from these events the latest weeks, and we all took this as feedback for our own race. I think we did it well the last years. We are signed as one of the best organized events by the UCI. So I think we did a good job, but safety is always good to oversee every year again and again. There's some main things in this slide that you can see: wearing a helmet, taking part of each other, and be aware there may be other road users during the event. It's a whole closed course, but it can happen that there's somebody else on the course.
Can happen.
So please be aware of that.
Please be aware.
Especially we have some dangerous sections in the course. Also because of the rain from the last days here in Holland, after 7K, you will come from a paved road, fast left turn, sharp left turn, and there's some loose gravel, or when it's wet, maybe it's a little slippery. So everybody watch out, because you can lose the race after 7K if you don't adjust your speed in this corner. And after that there's a point of 1.5K. When there was rain in the days before the race, there will be some water or some wet places over there. It's a hollow road, so you can't go to the left or to the right. You have to stay in line. So you have to adjust your speed with the people who are riding in front of you, and you can't pass over there.
There will also be added in the finish loop a chicane, which we will show you guys a video of now from last year, and in the next slide we will show you exactly where that chicane is located.
Yeah, you go down in the final lap. So this is not the map that you see, but in the final lap you will come down the last descent, and on the bottom of this descent we go straight on, but to make sure that the speed is not too high, this cross barrel will be open. There will be a chicane first to the right and then immediately to the left, to take off the speed and to make sure that the marshals can slide some traffic or some other people through before you cross the road. Here you see this technical descent. It's after the town of Berg en ter Blijt. And it's like I think in the last 6 or 7K before you finish in Valkenburg. Yeah, it's a very narrow and a very dangerous descent, and because of the rains we can make sure that it's flat the first day, but if it rains it will get some rain drains, so please make sure that you adjust your speed over there, because I think you can't win the race anymore over there, but you can especially lose it. And after this descent there's the chicane to adjust the speed like we told in the previous sheet.
If you want to check the whole program of the Marly Grav weekend, you can check that over here at the button down below.
And there will be a whole program, as we said. It's a Marly Grav weekend with a mass participation event, the Marly Grav Fest on Saturday. Also like 800 participants who will take some other routes than you on Sunday. But there's an expo with a lot of people from bike brands, coffee, all sort of things that you need to know about gravel.
Yeah, there's a bike expo completely focused on gravel, so there's a lot of brands and partners that will showcase their products over there at the United in Gravel Expo. Also, you can visit the Shimano hangout where there's music, drinks, and it's really a festival atmosphere. So make sure to stay after your race and relax in our hangout. Also, you can make use of our recovery zone where you can get a little massage or get in a little water bath to really start your recovery right after the race. Here you can see a little overview of the Marly Grav venue. On the top right of the map you can see where the expo is. It is on the other side of the water at the Marly Grav venue by the experience center. And then on the left of the experience center on the fields there will be the Shimano hangout. In front of the Shimano experience center will be the finish. As you roll out to the right corner there will be the recovery zone and you will be led to the hangout after the race. On the bottom you can have a look for yourself at the whole program of Marly Grav and a lot of activations that you can do on Friday, Saturday and of course Sunday after the race or pre-race. Content, please be aware that there will be a couple of photographers from the event alongside the route to make pictures and really create the Marly Grav look that you guys love to see. We will also film a little after movie, so maybe you can see those guys walking around, say hi to the camera and smile a little. After the race we will share a photo gallery for the whole weekend, so all the participants can have a look if maybe they spot themselves in the photos and download that photo and post it on their socials. Spotograph will make photos on the course, on the event side or on the service zones alongside the route. You can buy those pictures afterwards if you look really good on them. Inspire, we also love to see your photos during the event, so please make sure to tag us on Instagram on at Marly Grav Weekend or Marly Grav Race on Instagram or Facebook, and feel free to send your images to the info@marlygravweekend.com email so we can post it on our channels as well. Might have heard, Marly Grav will be shown live on television on Eurosport 2 and HBO Max. The screening will be from 11:45 until 13:45 approximately. The men elite and women elite race will be shown on live television. We have a couple of things that you have to keep in mind when because of the broadcast. Which Jasper will explain right now.
Yeah, there will be motorcycles covering the race. There will be 4. So maybe they have to pass or get through the first line, I don't know. But they will be on course. There will be a helicopter in the air and maybe some drones to cover all of the action on course.
Yes, you can also follow your favorite rider on the live view via Pro Cycling Stats. We also have a couple of podcast partners, so Wheelflits and Live Slow Ride Fast, LSRF. Our LSRF will be this our weekend's podcast hosts. On Saturday, Live Slow Ride Fast will host the podcast on the Shimano Hangout, and on Sunday, Wheelflits will do it after the race with the winners and the riders that finish on the podium. Then we would like to give you some practical information. There are shower facilities at the Shimano Experience Center. After the race, you can have a shower at the facilities here in the Experience Center. Lockers, there will be no lockers available, so please make a good plan how you will keep your valuables and safe during the event. We've got you covered with secure bike parking, so after the race we can arrange a secure parking spot for your bike. Cyclone will arrange the bike wash so you can get a clean bike back to your house. Be aware that Marly Grav is a cashless event, so we don't take cash and we don't have coins. We only use credit card or bank cards.
Yes.
We want to thank all of our main partners for making this event happen. These are our main partners. These are all the partners from the weekend, and we want to thank everyone for all their hard work and making this weekend happen. Let's pray for good weather and have a nice race on Sunday.
Thank you all for listening to this short riders briefing. Especially the safety part is important to make sure that the race will happen on a safe way. And I hope on Sunday in the afternoon we can look back on a good race, a good event, and we'll hope to see you all next year again.
Thank you guys, and see you on Sunday, the 10th of May 2026.
Bye.